Hey, what's going on out there? Sean Devine. Hope all is well with you. Today, we're going to do a new video. This is by request. Someone wanted to know more about what is a send, what are buses, how are you routing things to buses and aux channels, why do you do that, what are the reasons, and just wonder what is the overall mentality of why you would use a bus or a send versus just using a regular track and just putting inserts on it. So there's a lot of different reasons why I use busing and sending on aux channels, and I'll show you why. So let's just say, for instance, the first reason is for efficiency. So in this track, I have one main verse audio track, right? Or one main verse layer. So let me just play that back for you.
But I don't get this, I want answers quickly. Lickety split cause I've been deep in the trench and I've been flipping away for like a friend's been sticking his fat finger back in my eardrum, making it hard to listen. Or it could be the fact that I went out on a limb, and while I was at it, thought I would pull out the binoculars from the bag on my back, spy from a distance and peep and see who phony your friend. I phoned a friend with no phonies, then checked on my phone and the focus went hocus pocus, then hokey pokey, but thumbs on the mobile web. I don't play poker and show face to promote a bogus display of emotions to pose a threat, and I'm holding on to a thread and knitting the head of a needle point and heading into a fabricated setting. It's up his head in the Chevy, revving the motor over. When I'm kidnapping my mind like a miner I lied to for my ride. I got candy inside of a tidied up white van, but you might find it.
Okay, so that's one audio track, right, for his main verse layer. Now, you may have scenarios where you would have different channels for different verses. So it may have been that way, and I just moved them to this same track. But for explanation purposes, let's say that, they came in and it was like verse 2 was on this track, verse 3 was down here on another track. If I know they were recorded with the same mic, if I know that the overall tone, you can just look at these and see that, volume-wise, they're recorded the same way. So if I don't have a lot of discrepancies there's no reason for me to have 3 different channels with those same inserts on different channels. All that's going to do is eat up CPU. So what we would do is we just take that channel, and I've already done it just out of habit. I've sent this to a bus, or I have routed the audio channel to a bus. So when you have an audio channel, you obviously can just route it directly to your stereo out or your stereo bus. So in that case, the only thing that it's going to be affected by is you're going to have your insert effects and your EQs on the channel strip, and then it goes straight out into the stereo bus, right? So that's one way of routing your audio. Now, when you use buses, the way that I think about it, and an easy way to understand a bus is, rather than routing our audio to just the stereo output, we're going to put it on a bus. Now, what bus number? It's like you're putting your kid on the bus to go to school or whatever. What bus number are you sending them to, right? So I want this verse to go on bus number 7. So this means that any channel in our session can be sent to that same bus, right? So let's say if I wanted to send that channel, which it's sent to bus 7 as well. Okay, so instead of using the same insert effects over and over again and eating up CPU and having a bunch of different channels when I don't need to, I can just send these channels on the same bus, and then when I pull it up, my bus 7, I have an aux channel set up, and anything in the session that is sent to bus 7 is going to arrive right here. It's going to go through the same plug-in chain, same effects, and I have one fader for it, right? So that's also another reason. If you've got a bunch of channels, let's say you wanted to route all of your drum tracks to one channel. All you'd have to do is just select them, send them to the same bus, and you are going to be able to control them with one fader. So that's another reason why you might want to do it. Now, that's just in the routing, the audio routing, okay, that we're routing it to the bus. Now, there's another way that you use a bus, and that would be to use an actual send on your audio track, or an aux, okay? So what we want to do with that is, let's say that we want to use a send to now send the audio from our verse channel to a different bus, but then we want to have like a wet dry control over how much of the signal we're sending to it. So if you look here, an example, I'm sending the verse to a delay. So let me just solo this.
But I don't get this. I want answers quickly. Lickety.
So you can see over here, this is going to on bus 17. So my mixed verse track, the mixed verse signal is being sent to bus 17. Okay. So when it gets to 17, I've got the echo on it. And this controls how much of the audio signal is being sent, or how loud the audio signal is that's being sent to this bus. So that means I'm controlling the level of the delay.
But I don't get this. I want answers quickly. Lickety split, cause I've been deep in the trench, and I've been flipping the wig for like a friend's been sticking his fat finger back in my eardrum, making it hard to listen. Or it could be the fact that I went out on a limb, and while I was at it, thought I would pull out the binoculars.
So some of you are going to ask, well, why don't you just put the Echo Boy straight onto the channel strip? And you could do that, but again, let's say I wanted to use this same echo for another track. Why would I need to, then copy that echo onto all the channels that I wanted to have that on? Now I have this aux that can use this echo. So it's very convenient to do it that way. It also gives you a different tone because you're kind of mixing in that signal with the dry signal versus putting it on and using maybe a wet dry mix on the actual plugin. I just think this is a lot easier to do. Again, it's a lot more efficient. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an explanation of what bus sends, aux channels, how they work, why you would use them, a couple of reasons why you would use them. And those are just one or a couple of the many. There's just so many good uses for them. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Happy to answer them for you. Hope this helps. If it did, please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.